moving at speed of sound. They try quickest hedgehog around. Got ourselves a situation, stuck in a new location without any explanation. No time for relaxation. Gotta go fast. Gotta go faster, 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 Sonic X.
That's why I say, like, the Dark Side story is like the hard mode.
Long time no see, treasure hunter.
Also, I do also love pointing this out. If you remember, when Sonic Lost World came out, people said, like, oh, it's a rip-off of Mario Galaxy because they're idiot faggot motherfucking piece of shit. But then you have that level with Rouge, where you're flying around space to all these tiny planets with their own independent gravity, and you can run from the top to the bottom. Ah, shit. What off-road timing. From the top to the bottom, with its own independent gravity staying locked onto it geographically. Oh! I guess Mario Galaxy was just a rip-off of that one level in Sonic Adventure 2. Right? Right? Am I right? Because
The Master Emerald.
I don't even see how Lost World you would say it's a rip. Ah, just fucking whatever. These fucking people. These. Ah, they're making me have a fucking cancer coughing fit. It's fucking people. Like, anyway. Woo. Woo! Did they just get finished fighting, or fucking?
What are you, bastard?
Once again, No, I don't, actually.
What kind of lady goes around stealing gems anyway?
Those belongs to me.
Yeah, that's what happens when you wear heels, you stupid thought. What in the world? Unsubtitled for some reason. I mean, they're small heels, but yeah, that's what's gonna happen.
Don't touch me.
That scene always makes me happy, like, yeah, gee, maybe you shouldn't have worn heels.
Living my life. Don't think I owe you one.
I do, like,
Hold my hand, didn't you? That's why you say.
I do get such, like, Batman and Catwoman vibes from their relationship, too. Where he's, like, no nonsense and straight-laced, and she's trying to flirt with him, and he's just not having any of it, and they're antagonistic towards each other, they're on opposite sides. What?
Then just take
But they're still kind of like, oh, but I like her, though.
That's what you thought. You should have given me them.
She can keep up with me in a fight. She hunts for treasures just like I do. Finally. Also notice if I hurt you. Oh. This is the second time Rouge needed to be saved.
We should get going.
Oh. Needed to be saved. The first time was with Shadow, and once again, the excuse is, I wasn't saving you, I was saving the emerald pieces.
What's Rouge up to, anyway?
Betraying you.
This is strange. It's showing energy readings from two separate Chaos Emeralds. Did they really think they could trick me with that fake emerald?
Yeah, so now Shadow finally made it back from Pumpkin Hill.
I'm the one who should be telling them the end is near.
I don't actually care, dude.
Now is the time to end this long drawn out battle. It's in history as the ultimate genius. If something happens today, I'm counting on you to finish the job.
Oh, I'll fucking finish it, alright.
The moment for attack has come. It's now or never.
Again, like, Eggman thinks he's so slick, like he's the guy in charge. Rouge and Shadow are pulling one over on him. And taking advantage of him. Rouge for her own selfish reasons, like she's explicitly being a double agent against him. And Shadow is just playing on his grief. Like, he's like, oh, you're a bad guy and you want to take over the world. I don't care. I want to destroy the world and get revenge for Maria, so I'll convince you that I'm helping you out. That I want to help you take over the world. But when in reality, like Eggman's said, like, more than once where it's like, I don't want to destroy the world. If the world's destroyed, there's nothing for me to rule. I want to conquer, not obliterate. So Eggman doesn't actually want to fire the Eclipse Cannon at Earth. He doesn't want to destroy the Earth. He wants to, like, he's holding the gun to the Earth's head and is like, give me what I want, or else. He even said, like, I'll blow up your country. He's not interested in destroying the planet. Shadow does. He wants to destroy everything. For the people of Earth, I promise you revenge. So he's manipulating the Doctor and being like, yeah, Doctor, I'll grant you a wish. I'll grant your wish of conquest. When in reality, what he wants is to destroy. So you can almost imagine if things did go to plan, Shadow would inevitably just betray Eggman and be like, nah, son, what you wanted and what I wanted were two separate things. Give me the control of that Eclipse Cannon, I'm destroying the world now. Okay, bye. Probably end up killing him, because Shadow's hardcore like that. I just love that contrast, where, like, Team Sonic is like, yo, we're buddies. Team Dark is Eggman being a dick, and then two guys taking advantage of him. They're not even really a team. There's mutual cooperation by accident, more or less. And of course, like, that initial... You could almost imagine, like, the instant he woke up, the gears were grinding in Shadow's head. Like, okay, how can I... Like, I've woken up after 10,000 years, I'm free! It's time to destroy Earth! You can kind of see how, like, the gears were grinding in his head the instant he woke up. He's like, hey, is that you, Gerald? No! It's been 50 years, that couldn't possibly be Gerald. Maybe it's a descendant. It's Gerald's grandson. That's probably it. Okay, he's probably a dick. I'll grant you a wish. Like, I guess he did kinda luck out in that Eggman turned out to be an asshole who wanted to conquer the Earth. So, like... Although, I guess, like, that would be the... If you're a dickhead like Shadow is, like, evil cannot comprehend good, he would probably assume anyone who woke him up, considering where he was locked up in, would be tempted by the promise of conquering the planet. Because he brings him to the Ark, shows him the Eclipse Cannon, and is like, yo, use this and you can threaten the Earth and take it over with the, like, weapon of mass destruction that is the Eclipse Cannon. Use this and the world will surely bend to your whims. I guess you would assume anyone would be tempted by that, right? That's that evil cannot comprehend good trope, where the concept of someone being like, nah, I'm not interested in taking over the world, is incompatible with your worldview. I mean, especially for Shadow, who wants to destroy mankind, for all intents and purposes. Of course, he's going to assume the worst of mankind and assume, yeah, of course anyone would want to take over the planet. They're all assholes. So I will tempt them with the wish, granting their wish of taking over the planet using the Eclipse Cannon, which of course he actually wants to use to destroy the world with, because he's a dick. And he's trying to get revenge. Because he's a fucking baby. Gimme. Anyway. I do love how all of the stages seem to have their little gimmicks. Especially in the Dark Side story, because again, the Dark Side story is the harder mode, So while the Hero Side story was kind of teaching you the gameplay, Dark Side story is putting you to the test with it. So this version of the level that you played as a Tails, breaking onto the arc, was kind of a standard level. But now, playing as Eggman, there's a gimmick to it. And that gimmick is the zero gravity control. You're going through this level, and you need to use the hover boots in order to float up and down all around, all over the place. It's taking a mechanic that you were taught how to use as with Tails, and being like, okay, do this interesting new gameplay device with it. Just like it was done with Rouge, teaching you how to... not teaching you, but like... It's almost like a Lost Levels type thing, where it's like, you should know how to play this, so complete this challenge version of the gameplay. Where her level had like fucked up gravity in terms of the like the planetoids that you would jump on in Mario Galaxy before Mario Galaxy kind of way. And Shadow to a lesser extent as well. Although his levels are less gimmick-based and just more harder versions of the kind of levels that Sonic can play. But Eggman and Rouge do tend to have gimmicks to their levels. Like Rouge's level, where she was looking for the keys to break into Eggman's face with, had the stealth gimmick, where you were hiding from the Scarab, the security beetle dude, which it's the same level as what Knuckles went through, but there's a little bit of a gimmick to her version of the level. Oh, and even Shadow, when we were going through like the Pumpkin Hill level with Shadow there, what was the primary method of traversing that level? There were these, what would you call them, like fans that you would jump into them and utilize the momentum of your homing attack in order to get them to float higher and higher and higher and ride it up. Like, if you go back and rewatch that level, you'll see what I'm talking about. That thing that you would jump on, and it did have unique physics to it, where you had to hit it and then kind of wait for a second in order to get the most lift. Yeah, so like the dark levels have little challenging gimmicks, is my point.
Yosh!
Yosh! Did I mention that the localization for this game was head
Now you know why.
by the Japanese developers who made the game because they were relocated to San Francisco? So there's a lot of weird little isms to this translation where you have Eggman going, Yosh! And that cutscene earlier where Sonic went, Daria!
They always leave a sweet little innocent girl like me.
So like little Japanese lines keep getting left in, even though it's supposed to be localized.
Eggman!
Eggman! Oh god, I can't even do that.
You will tell me where Sonic and Tails are.
Yeah, again, how did Amy get to this room? Probably because there was a cut level. Not a cut level, but like, again, the idea of playing as Amy was probably cut, like, or not cut, but dropped very, very, very early on in development.
Let's take care of business first, shall we, Sonic? Hand over the Chaos Emerald, slowly.
But there's still a little bit left over from that initial idea.
Care for her.
Handing over the fake emerald, I can kill two birds with one stone.
Oh, by the way, cool Son Amy moments in this where, again, as I pointed out in Sonic Adventure, Sonic never saves Amy in this entire game. either.
Turned into a big-time villain, Doctor.
Obvious sarcasm. He clearly doesn't actually respect Eggman as a villain. He said that sarcastically because he was about to trick him. Anyway.
You could trick me with that fake emerald, didn't you?
So,
Cool Son Amy moments where, like,
what's the real one?
Amy was being threatened by Eggman and Tails saved her. Oh, I love that. Oh, oh, you tricked me.
I'm counting on you, Tails.
And then Sonic was locked up in his jail cell, and Amy is the one who broke in and saved him. Let him out of the jail cell. And then you have this scene where Amy's being held hostage by Eggman, and Sonic goes to trade the emerald to save her, but he gets double-crossed and shot out into space and fucking killed. He never saves Amy. Amy is not, like, she's a damsel in distress, but Sonic never rescues her throughout the 3D games. I think that's hilarious.
Sonic! Sonic's asking for the first time to do something for him. I won't let him down. I won't give up!
Oh, Foxeh! Tails! Of course, the dramatic impact of that scene is a little bit lost in the Dark Side story where we're playing as Eggman
What
fighting
have you done to
Tails.
Sonic? I'll never forgive you for this.
I'll never forgive you for this, he says. Keep that in mind. I will never forgive you.
I'll show you how fire!
Oh shit. Shooting missiles! Excuse me. Fuck you. Oh shit. Oh no! Woo! Nelly.
I'll show you how powerful.
Oh fuck that. No. If you actually listen to some of Tails' lines. Oh, what a nerd. He walked into his own explosion. That's funny. But yeah, obviously that's not the canon resolution to that fight. Don't worry about it. The emotion that I raised and talked about during the hero side story. Aw, dark red.
Legend has
It's still valid.
Chaos Emeralds are collected.
Oh, you dumb cunt.
Miracle. I have 6 of them. They're mine. All mine.
Again, I'm gonna steal some shit on the way out the door. You know how when you quit your job and you just shove a bunch of office supplies in your pocket? That's basically what she's doing here.
You're that government spy, Rouge the Bad, aren't
What is with the cinematography?
Is that it? I would say that's an invasion of privacy.
I can say the same thing about you.
It looks like things aren't quite going your way. But since my job was done, I thought it was time to take what's mine and get out of this place.
One pathetic creature.
Look who's talking.
Dun dun dun.
You. Here are the results of the research project called the Ultimate Life Form. But if this picture is of the real ultimate life form named Shadow, then exactly who or what is standing in front of me?
Seven Chaos Emeralds. Someone's trying to get me to eclipse cannon. There's not much time left before the cannon fires again. Can you get over there?
If you want to live, leave the Chaos Emeralds where they are. The fake emerald is good enough for you.
Do you actually believe that you're the real Shadow?
No
Even
doubt.
your memories might not be real, you know?
Even if my memories are not real, it's still me, Shadow. And I will fulfill my promise to Maria. It's the only thing that matters to me.
I'll talk about this more when we get to Shadow the Hedgehog, but I really like Shadow as a character. He's he's one of the few characters in the series that actually gets some internal conflict and character development. Like, Tails has conflict and character development, but it's not like... It's not the same thing. Shadow has this whole issue of, like... What's interesting about him in the later games is he's on this mission of self-discovery, but that's not really part of his character yet. That's what I think is interesting about the way his character progresses, because in this game, in Sonic Adventure 2, where he's first initially introduced, he has a lot of self-assurance. He doesn't doubt himself. He doesn't ask questions. He doesn't go like, oh, what is the meaning of my existence? He doesn't have this existential concern about himself that he will develop later. But, oh shit! I got 30 fucking lives, it's fine. But in this, like, Rouge is literally going, I just found this research document that says, you're not Shadow. What the fuck are you? And he goes, I don't fucking care about that. I don't care what some piece of paper you found says. I'm Shadow. The ultimate life form, Shadow the Hedgehog. That is what I know. This is who I am. This is who I am. Like, there's no question in his mind. I'm Shadow the Hedgehog. End of discussion, get the fuck out of my sight. I think that's really fun. That's where his character starts in his initial appearance in the series, in his introductory game. He knows who he is. He has a goal. Whoa. His conflict is not internal, it is external. He knows who he is, he knows what his goal is. He wants revenge for Maria. So his motivations are external. Kind of like Sonic, but in a much more personal way. Whereas Sonic, god damn it, whereas Sonic is kind of just interested in excitement and adventure and thrill for its own sake, Shadow actually has an end goal in mind. A very negative one, by the way. Like actual genocide, basically. Oh god. Ooh. So there's no conflict internally to his character yet. Right now, he is very self-assured. He knows who he is and what he wants. Just keep that in mind going forward from here, because again, I'll talk about this more when we get to Shadow the Hedgehog, the game about Shadow, right? In the meantime, I do still love that scene of that confrontation where, again, it's so cool to have a character who's morally ambiguous like Rouge, who's like, I'm not good, I'm not bad, I'm in it for myself. She's playing both sides against the middle for her own benefit. So, like, she's part of Team Dark, but then her plan is like, haha, things are going badly for you, I'm gonna steal the Chaos Emeralds and bust on out of here. And he's like, get the fuck out of my face or I'm going to kill you. And like, she takes this information that she found as part of her mission and kind of tries to use it against him for her own sake. Like, she basically tries to emotionally blackmail Shadow in order to, like, get out of this situation scot-free, right?
Here we go.
But then, thankfully, Shadow was distracted. You almost get the impression that if Shadow hadn't been ordered to go defend the Eclipse Cannon, he would have, like, fucked her up, probably. So, because he wouldn't have been swayed. She pulled out and be like, oh, you're not really Shadow. You're not really the ultimate life form, expecting him to go into a bout of existential confusion so that she could escape. But he didn't, so he still would have fucked her up. He would have been like, I don't fucking care, I'm Shadow, fuck you. Kicks your ass. But thankfully for her, instead, he was called away to deal with Sonic on the outside leading up to the Eclipse Cannon. And I don't know, if I was Rouge, I would have taken that advice and left the emeralds where they were and gotten the fuck out of there. Like, gotta know when to fold them. Time to get out of Dodge, right? What? Oh god, where am I? And again, once again, we see a gimmick adding challenge to this level that we've already played with Sonic. And now we have, like, the majority of this level is based around, well, is based around going around these tilt-a-whirl motherfuckers, whatever they're called, whatever you want to call them. These things is the majority of what this level is based around navigating. Whereas the Sonic Final Rush was more of a standard end of the game difficult level, but it was pretty standard. This is like pretty overtly difficult in terms of the gimmick it presents you with. Where you have to deal with, like, whoa, an awkward control scheme and the camera working against you, but it is still really fun. Oh god. No, no, no. There we go. Whew.
Here we go.
Here we go! Oh, Shadow, you're such a dork. Rouge is like, damn, I didn't get the Master Emerald. Okay, I'll go steal the Chaos Emeralds. Shit, couldn't steal the Chaos Emeralds
I'm
either.
not at full power here.
But yeah, I do love that confrontation where it's like, you're not the ultimate life form. This weird, creepy lizard thing I found is the ultimate life form. Who the fuck are you? And Shadow's response is, I'm the ultimate life form, Shadow the Hedgehog. Suck my dick and piss off. And then he reassures himself, I'm the ultimate life form, Shadow the Hedgehog.
So you were inexplicable.
Comes over here to meet Sonic. Holy shit, I just saw you die. How did you do that?
There's more to you than just looking at
I teleported through space and time. What are you? I'm Sonic the Hedgehog. That probably gives Shadow a little bit more self-assurance as well, where he's like, he has just been given this bombshell where it's like, you're not Shadow, the ultimate life form. What are you? And he's kind of probably questioning himself a little bit. Then he gets to Sonic, who just bent space and time over the fucking table and railed its asshole.
Alright, Shadow. Time for me to finish this.
Yeah. And his reaction is probably like, what are you? God fucking damn it! And then Sonic goes, I'm Sonic the Hedgehog. And so that probably reassures Shadow a little bit, where he's like, so you are, buddy, so you are. But you know, I can't let you live. Your adventuring days are coming to an end. So you can almost, and after this, again, I get that kind of headcanon moment in my head, where Shadow's like, well, you can use the quote-unquote chaos control to teleport. Well, if you can do it, I'm the ultimate life form. I can do it too. Almost. I get the impression that that's sort of what happened. Okay. All that being said, all that stuff I've already talked about. This boss fight is implemented very, very poorly. I love the idea of this boss fight. The idea is sound, where it's sort of a race fight between Sonic and Shadow. They're running down this infinite highway, fighting it out in a battle of will and speed. But the way it's held back by the technological limitations of the Dreamcast and what they had to work with here in terms of the gameplay mechanics. It's very frustrating to deal with, because every time you try and jump into him, he jumps. And so you kind of gotta and then every time you get even slightly in front of him, he'll use the Chaos Control and warp in front of you again. But it's so difficult to actually land a hit on him like this. The best way to do it is to light speed dash through a line of rings and hit him at the end. but that's kind of up to luck. You kind of have to depend on luck of whether or not he teleports in front of the rings close enough that you can hit him with them, but far enough that he's not in the middle of the line of rings, so that trying to do that is just going to like have you run into him and contact does damage. And he always chaos controls in the middle of the highway, so these ones on the sidelines here, and look, like, I can't... It's very difficult, because, like, the way they carried out this idea was held back, conceptually, I feel, by the technological limitations of what they had to deal with. This boss fight, like, see, what the fuck was that? I feel like they'll do this boss fight again in Sonic Generations. Come on! Fuck you. So, they'll do this boss fight again with Sonic Generations, and that will be a very, like, okay, now we can do what we always wanted to do with this idea. Like, this was always our idea for this boss fight, but we couldn't do it until now because of the technology at the time.
I told you, I'm the ultimate.
I'm the ultimate. So, in Sonic Generations, we'll see, like, the true expression of what that boss fight was meant to be. Thankfully.
This completes my plan to take over the world. The glorious era of the Empire of Eggman.
Booyah! So again, in terms of delivering what this game promised, you can play as the bad guys and take over the world as the Eggman Empire. This game delivers. You play the dark side story, and you get this experience of, yeah, Shadow just killed Sonic, Rouge ditches, Eggman just beat Tails, threw the last Chaos Emerald in there, and with the Eclipse Cannon, takes over the world. That's the, like, feeling of, like, yeah, I got to be evil, that this game kind of imparts with the dark side story. But of course, in terms of the way that story went down, objectively speaking, we know what actually happened. What happened was Tails beat Eggman, he grabbed the Chaos Emerald while they were distracted, ran back into that room, threw it in to power the Eclipse Cannon, but of course, Sonic slam dunked the fake emerald into the cannon from the outside and destroyed it. So, at the end of the day, poor little Eggman didn't get what he wanted anyway. So yeah, dark side story, again, in terms of what it promised, I feel it delivered, but again, probably not the best to play first. I do feel, again, you were meant to play this story after the hero side story, because it was more difficult. Here's the best part. Forever. Throw it all away. Never face this line again. Before Crush 40. This is the pre-Crush 40 era. Shelly Fox. So in terms of what the dark side story promised in the marketing, you get to play the bad guys, it delivered. And so again, don't understand what people are complaining about. Plus, I like all these new characters. Like, again, the selling point was, yeah, I'm gonna play as Eggman, holy shit! But then fucking Shadow goddamn exploded into this massively popular character. Of course, because Virgil. And I really like Rouge. It's really refreshing to have a character like her in this series. Make this one again. Again, 16 years ago, man. Fucking wow. Of course, the Dreamcast re-release, I think, was in 2004-ish. Anyway. I mean, the GameCube re-release. Originally 2001, GameCube re-release, I think, a couple years later. I'm not sure. I don't remember.
The ultimate life form.
Chaos
Vengeance.
control.
Space
Desperation.
prayer.
Supersonic.
Tears.
Untamed power of chaos.
Professor Gerald, the truth about 50
End
years
of
ago.
everything.
Sonic Adventure 2. Last episode. Wishes are eternal.
Sayonara.